Good Thursday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather. So happy that you're here. Coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. We have a little bit of fog in some spots. Usually the gray areas are probably a good indication that there might be some fog. Greeting you as you start your morning here on a Thursday, the 15th of August, I might add. We've made it to the middle of the month. And while it is 6:40 in the morning, there may be visibility down to a mile or less across the Smokies. About 2 miles visibility being reported at the Sevierville Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg Airport, which just happens to be with a Sevierville address. But 2 miles visibility there, about 9 or so in Jacksboro. So it's probably not that debilitating, but you might want to make note of that. Notice the rain is not really an issue. I have to really squint in northern Georgia, northeast Georgia, to find the closest rain shower. We have more clouds building across Illinois and back across Missouri, but nothing within striking distance right now. There could be a stray shower later today. By the way, the wind speed's not moving much. We've got 3 miles an hour. It's calm virtually everywhere else. Temperatures right now 68 McGee-Tyson Airport and Morristown. We have 63 in Rockwood. And our friends in Crossville, a little bit cooler, as is Oneida, both at 61. So a shout out to Cumberland and Scott County for the cool number. And Middlesboro, Bell County, coming in at 60 degrees. If you're on the call, would love to say good morning to you. I've got quite a few comments that are going to be coming in, I imagine. I got Steve Stone, one of my premium members, quick on the draw with YouTube. He's on YouTube because we're doing a live stream on both Facebook, YouTube. He's got the sunshine and the happy face. Glad to see Steve here, as well as Carrie. She says, hope everyone has a fantabulous day and stay safe and whatever the weather may bring. I think that's a good attitude, certainly, to have. When you head into winter, things can be really challenging sometimes, but in the summer, you usually can expect some lazy dog days type of summer days anyway. Good morning from Karen Robbins. She says, good morning, David Aldrich weather, feeding the kitties, and she says she's waking up to 63 degrees in Fairfield Glade. Thank you for that Cumberland County update. Love that. And our friend Fred says, good morning. He's got 68 degrees in Maryville. So it's nice to be able to see weather reports like yours coming in. So if you're up early, there's the reward, right? You get to be on the screen right there with your avatar, your picture. So thank you for supporting and being here on a Thursday morning. As I mentioned, temperature 67 in Oak Ridge. We're starting a little stickier. Well, we'll finish a little stickier than we finished. We've got dew points right now in the mid 60s. We'll finish the day more likely in the mid to upper 60s. So gradually it will get a little more stuffy, a little more sticky as we head through the rest of your day and night. But today we're expecting high around 90 for Knoxville, 88 for Morristown. If you're in Newport, my expectation with hazy sun and also some humidity, about 89. Newport, 90 for Tellico Plains. I wouldn't be surprised if Crossville reaches 87 today for an afternoon high. I want to come back on camera because yesterday we hit 90. Which is what was expected. I expected 90. We'll talk about those numbers in a moment as far as how many we've had. Gust of wind yesterday was 16. Normal high low 88, 68. The record high today from 2007 was 99. Now, I'm expecting 90, so that's 9 degrees shy of the record high, but it's still a warm day. And the record low 56 from 1963. Do want to bring up to speed. They've already issued now hurricane warnings for Bermuda. That little island in the middle of the Atlantic has a good chance of getting hit by a hurricane, if not a direct hit, pretty close to it. But the winds right now are at 85 miles per hour. So 85 is where this storm known as Ernesto. We'll look at his specifics and coordinates, latitude, longitude here in just a few moments. But as far as today is concerned, prepare for another hot day today. Nothing off the chart, but certainly something to take note of. The Ultimate Doppler radar not showing any rain. The Ultimate Doppler radar presented by your local Marco's Pizza. I will point out this, that they are a great sponsor of Captain Accurate Weather, and you might be thinking, I gotta have some lunch plans in my purview. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. If you are looking for some delivery, check out marcos.com. They are located in Hardin Valley and Farragut. They're in Maryville. They're in Fountain City. Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, and Ebenezer Road. They have a great pepperoni pizza for less than $10 for a limited time. It's the Magnifico. And then there's the Pozzoli, which is a great lunch item, for less than $6. Check them out at marcos.com. I love the Pozzolis, especially the pepperoni and sausage. Now, I mentioned the shower in northeast Georgia. That's the closest rain showers. If we see more spin-ups today as far as passing showers, maybe a stray shower, it's going to be around the Smokies, I think, primarily, foothills as well. But again, I don't think it's much more than a 20% chance. It's not going to be anywhere everywhere, but it could be centered right where it is now and just moving northward at times during the course of the morning, early afternoon. Heavier rains clearly by far and away approaching Chicago, stretching across Minneapolis, St. Paul, and moving into parts of northern sections of Missouri. There's more heat concerns. I mentioned this color, the fuchsia, the purple, whatever you want to call it, it is related to an excessive heat warning. So they've got some real heat concerns there. Over toward Houston, they've got heat advisories. So those orange areas mean it's going to be hot even for them. And those purple areas usually refer to really bad heat indices, usually over 100, 105. Could feel very much worse than that, but that's what they're dealing with in parts of the lower Mississippi Valley. It is 6:45. My goal is to be done here in about 15 minutes or less. If you're curious how much rain we've had this month, we've had 2 1/3. We averaged 3.5, a little more than 3.5, 3.63 would be quote-unquote normal. But why be normal, right? We had a crazy May, 4th wettest May on record, with over 8.5 inches, and then we had a July that was kind of feast or famine, right? We had some heavy rain in the first part of July, and then for like maybe 2.5 weeks we had virtually nothing, and we had a drought develop, and then it came back on strong at the end of July, but we ended up finishing with 5 inches. So we finished the month with a quarter below normal, but it's been a very interesting journey, let's say, at least put it that way. But please take note, August, September, October are typically the driest months of the year. I could beat that drum, but then people are surprised, man, where's this rain? I don't see any rain in October. It usually doesn't rain much during your pumpkin patch, during your corn maze, and maybe that's a good thing. But October, by far and away, is the driest month of the year. On average, we get less than 3 inches, typically, in the month of October, the month of Halloween, of course. Future rainfall, again, mentioning a little bit of rain in spots. Stray showers you can see here, but I want to take you through time, is because this is going to come in stages, and I think what I'm about to share with you will become very helpful as far as making your outdoor plans this weekend. Notice by 7 o'clock Friday, it starts to fill in, and then we start to see more rain opportunities Friday night into Saturday. This takes us through 7 o'clock Saturday evening, and this is a cumulative amount. So it shows and suggests that we could pick up anywhere from a ½ inch to an inch or more. I'm looking at Crossville. By 8 o'clock Sunday morning, you may have had over 1.25 inches. That way things are trending. Take you through 5 o'clock, take you through 11 o'clock. So again, this is just model driven. But I do want to mention, this is great. It tells us it's going to rain. But the question is when, right? It's a tricky thing. And I can tell you from my own notes, it's going to come in like waves at the beach. Because it's going to come in like Friday afternoon and then like a break. And then early Saturday morning, and then a midday break. And then Saturday afternoon, and then a break. And then early Sunday morning, and then a break. And then Sunday afternoon. Did you write that down? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of situation where you're going to find maybe this is the amount of rain we get, but it's not going to all happen at one period of time, and there will be lots of dry time in between. So be prepared that it will be one unsettled period, so the umbrella, wherever it might be stored, might need to be found or located in time for Friday night. Future smoke, I talked about this with my premium members late last night. There's a reason to be watching this closely because there are wildfires burning out of Canada that seems like it's the newest plume in town. What am I talking about? I'm talking about that yellow streak from Omaha right into central Illinois by tomorrow evening. And all that has origins north of Montana, well into Canada, and it seems like it's on a trajectory, like that word, it's on a trajectory in this direction. So if you're not a fan of smoke, and I'm not, but I'll tell you this, there are indications that some of that will work its way here. It could be very smoky in Maine and Boston and up toward upstate New York as well. Other fires burning in different places, so that's just the way sometimes it goes. I got some notes from you. I want to say good morning to Danny. Danny's on here. He's at Go Vols. I don't know if you saw my video last night, but hey, he says Go Vols. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, Danny, for being here. Put some time into a little promo yesterday because I love and respect the Tennessee Vols and the fans and all the things that excitement that build up to the season. So thank you, Danny, for being here. And if you haven't shared it, I hope you will with your favorite VFL, favorite Vol fan. Go Big Orange. But check out the video I posted last night. I think you'll like it. If you haven't seen it, it is on there. I'll be pinning it to the top of my Facebook page. By the way, good morning from Talbot. I got a Janet Potts note. She says it's 66 degrees here. Hope everyone has a great day. Glad to have her here. I got Brandy on here. She says good morning. See a smiling face. Love that. Hi, Brandy. You're on the screen. Love it to have you on there. And Michelle Green Hubbard also saying good morning. Hallie Gibson, one of my premium members, says good morning as well. So got a lot of folks watching, and I'm very thankful for you all as we are continuing to monitor the weather, the atmosphere, everything we can under this few minutes that we have this morning. 6:50 is the current time. I'll be done in about 10 minutes. Notice the 90s. We've had, 5 that are in the golden area. They did not label, and again, my computer figures this out for us, but the 90-degree day we had yesterday on the 14th would be closer to average. Average is 88. So they think we're near average. But either way, we've now had 6 days at 90 or higher this year. For this month, for the month of August. So when you do the calibrations or calculations, we average about 10. We've had 6 for August. But there's always those 4 in September that catch people by surprise. Yes, September can have some hot days, but we've now eclipsed the average for the entire season, and it's only the 15th of August. Really, we're looking at the first 14 days. So we still have today. I think today will be day number 7, but I do think we still have some hot days still to come, if not at the end of August into September. So we've had now 35 days. This is nothing to be alarmed about, but this this information comes by way of the National Weather Service in Morristown. 35 days puts us well above last year. Some people were really, man, it's like not even a summer last year. 18 days, that's nothing. Yeah, compared to 2022 and 2021, we had 41 days. But it can be crazy weird because when you look at the numbers, sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low. We've had 78 days in 1936. That's on my subtitle banner there. Most ever recorded. 77 in 2010, but we had a mere 11 in 2013 when it was quite rainy. We even had a very mild summer in 1982, the very famous World's Fair Park, right? The Sun Sphere. 7 days, that's all they had. And the hottest day they had was a 92. Like 92 was like, man, this is the hottest day of the summer. Hottest day of the year, 92 in 1982. I like context. Maybe you do too, but we've had hot summers. We've had cool summers. It's nothing to get too alarmed about. Tracking the clouds, though, you can see a few passing cirrus clouds. I think it's a hazy start. Bus stop forecast. We're going to talk about temperatures rising well into the 70s by the time we hit 10 o'clock this morning. 77 at 10 for possible recess for the elementary school kids, and then 87 by pickup. So between 2 and 3:30, wouldn't be surprised if we're in the upper 80s with a high temperature projected at 90 degrees. Could see a few stray showers, but I think that could especially occur between, say, 9 and 1 p.m. So 9 to 1 p.m., maybe a stray shower that might be centered around the Smokies and foothills. Temperature today about 90 in Maryville, Alcoa, about 89 for Oak Ridge and Clinton, expecting a high of 91, Kingston, Rockwood, and Harriman. As far as the humidity tracker, it's higher today. How do you know that? Well, look at the green ooze. It's back. You knew it'd be back. It's summer. Now, it might ebb and flow at 5, might be a little less, then it comes back. It plays cat and mouse, the humidity that is, for the next couple of hours into the tomorrow period. But by the time we hit Friday, it's definitely on. The darker green shading starts to move back in Friday. We have chances of rain, humidity, high dew points. It's just one of those stuffy, sticky days heading into Friday and Saturday. And both days, Friday and Saturday, could include some severe weather. Isolated as it may be, I will say this again, do not expect tornadoes. But damaging wind, possibility. I'm not even expecting much in the way of hail. But some winds could be picked up of 60 miles an hour on your Saturday, if not Friday. Friday and Saturday will be days to watch. Temperature right now, 68 in Knoxville, 72 in Chattanooga, and 69 degrees currently in Nashville. So I want to say good morning to you. Tammy Davis is on here. She says, David, when will you tell your winter outlook? Well, my premium members would see that first. But I don't do it in August. No, I usually do it a little bit further into the autumn season so I can get all the data I can get. But that's another reason to sign up, Tammy, so you can join us on the premium service because they're the first and usually the only. Last year, the only winter weather outlook I put, and I said we would get somewhere between 8 and 12. That was my outlook. We ended up with over 8, 8.5, right? Some did get 11 or 12 during that January time frame. So the only people who were privy to that video were my premium members. I didn't put it out publicly, and I may not put it out publicly this year. I think it's one of the things that if you want to pay for some extra info, I'm here to give it to you. But it does take a lot of extra effort and a lot of extra work to put it forth. So I'll just share that with you. Those who've seen the video knows is a lot of extra information put into it. By the way, 76 in Memphis, current temperature, while our friends in Asheville on the east side are back at 66 degrees. The dew point temperature this morning are in the 60s here, but you can clearly see low 70s from Memphis down toward Tupelo, so the feels-like temperature really doesn't even come into register in parts of Kentucky or West Virginia because it feels what it is. What it is what it feels like, so there's not much difference there. Temperatures are part of the story, but how about the shortening of days, right? Boo! Sun is coming up right now. It is 6:55. What do you know? Sun sets at 8:25. I guess I couldn't have timed that out any better. Sun sets now at 8:25. That's probably what you're noticing if you tend to walk the dog late in the evening. But watching Ernesto, I like to show you the different models because people think weather is all about certainty. No, no, no. There's usually some uncertainty. Like these spaghetti models, because they look like spaghetti noodles. Yeah, they seem to be going north toward Bermuda, but there's always one little nonconformist. There's always somebody like one that goes toward New York City. Do I think Ernesto is headed to the Big Apple? Absolutely not. But sometimes people are like, well, the model said. So you're going to have to take a whole ensemble approach. Because if all you're focused on is this one, and you've got it's like a betting on horses, right? If this is the only horse you think is going to win, then New York City needs to buckle up, hunker down. I don't think they have to worry about it, but I will tell you this. I will say this. I got some notes. The National Hurricane Center says the swells from Ernesto will be affecting the U.S. coastline tonight. So some of those high surfs, life-threatening surf, this is their wording, and rip currents will be affecting the beaches along the coast. So this is actually, as this storm gets stronger, it's like if you've ever been on a paddleboard, right? And then a big old boat, seems like way over there developed, right? How long does it take before those waves, suddenly you're shaking on the paddleboard, right? That's the type of swells that are going to affect the East Coast, all because Ernesto is churning up the water. So this is where it's going. It's going to stay out in the middle of the ocean, but there's a little island there, Bermuda, that might be impacted on Saturday. That's the expectation. Saturday would be the day that Bermuda needs to brace for this storm, and Hurricane Ernesto currently has winds of 85 miles per hour, but could easily become a major hurricane, if not close to it, as we head into Saturday. Winds about 105 now, so they keep oscillating back and forth from a Cat 2 or Cat 3. It's still very possible. All that is on the table. Francine, if your name is Francine, calling all ladies named Francine. You are the next name on the list, followed by Gordon, followed by Helene. Those are some of the names that are on the list. And we mentioned the hurricane season. Since today is August 15th, it is worth noting that more than half the hurricane season is still ahead of us because we've just now stair-stepped to where we are now. We're in the middle of the month. The peak typically occurs around September 10th. Big picture doesn't show any areas of interest from the Hurricane Center in the Atlantic. They've got a 40% chance of something forming south of Mexico. But we'll keep an eye on that because that can change in a very short period of time, and it typically does this time of year. Hazy, hot, humid today. Here are my headlines. More rain chances late this week. And then, yes, as I'm indicated, isolated severe storms possible on Friday now and Saturday. So both of those days could include some damaging wind. No tornadoes expected. No hail really expected, but some wind could be certainly on the table. Right now we have 69 degrees as we approach 7 o'clock. Valley Planner will push us up to about 90 like it did yesterday. And if we get a few stray showers, it wouldn't surprise me. By noontime we should be around 82. And if so, I think we're on track to hit another 90-degree day. 60% chance of rain Friday and Saturday, but I left an 80% chance Friday night. I think Friday night has some potential, and really Saturday night and Sunday could also have another surge, but we'll look at that again this afternoon. Chance of severe weather. The dark green means isolated, the yellow means scattered, and you can see that it is developing across the heartland from anywhere from St. Louis to Columbia, Missouri, Chicago, Kansas City. Anywhere from Oklahoma City, there could be an isolated severe storm. And where you see light green is just general thunderstorms possible today and tonight. I think that might be overstated for our region, but you can still see Friday, everybody in Tennessee, essentially, is covered under the dark green area. So anywhere from Knoxville to Nashville to Memphis has the potential for some isolated severe storms. Just something to watch. And then you can see Saturday, they've doubled down. Who's they? The Storm Prediction Center, the men and women, the PhDs out of Norman, Oklahoma. They are the ones that are putting these maps together, and I'm just illustrating them for you. But I can tell you this, they are concerned that we can have isolated severe storms anywhere from Buffalo back towards Charlotte, Knoxville, and Memphis on Saturday itself. So everybody in East Tennessee will need to be watching for the potential for when it rains, it pours type of situation. And you can see from the Futurecast, as we've now hit 7 o'clock straight up, my goal is to be done here in a few minutes, you can see why a stray shower, especially over the Smokies by midday, can't be ruled out. There's enough moisture in that high moving across Virginia, it's going to help push some of that moisture up across the mountains of western North Carolina. Either way, we still have a front that's going to be approaching on Friday, so they'll develop mostly Friday afternoon. I think it will flare up like you see here, and there will be some opportunities for some downpours. There's Friday night. You said, well, wait a minute, that's weird. I mean, it's coming out of buckets. That's why I left an 80% chance Friday night into Saturday, so if you have plans, again, keep in mind, it will come in waves, it will come in stages. By the time we hit Sunday, it's still hanging around. The front hasn't completely cleared the area, and even when it does, there are showers on the backside as the front departs. So for today, it's 7 o'clock, 90 degrees, just like yesterday. Hazy, hot, a little more humid today. It will gradually get more humid with some stray showers, and we'll check the comments here in a moment. High temperature 90 in Knoxville, 88 in Morristown. If you're just joining me, I expect a high in La Follette, Campbell County, 88 degrees, about 89 for Maynardville, about 90 for Seymour, and about 91 for Kingston this afternoon. If you're traveling, about 89 for Atlanta, 89 for Lexington. Further west, though, Memphis, about 96 this hot afternoon for Thursday. Tonight, we're down to 69. It's going to be a little stickier, a few clouds. You'll still see some stars as well, but 69 for a low in Oak Ridge, 67 in Newport, and about a 70-degree low in Maryville, Alcoa, in the heart of Blount County for tonight. Overnight lows. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 90 on Friday. I did modify Friday. Again, it's all about timing. And when you see me putting the word develop, that usually means it's not the first thing you get in the morning. It's probably going to be late morning into the afternoon as it comes down from Bowling Green and Lexington. It'll affect areas like Jamestown first, and then eventually Oneida, perhaps second, and so it goes. It's going to sweep down into the valley from the northwest on Friday. Saturday, I've got 88 degrees. Sunday, I've got 84. And it's kind of, I mean, it's not hot. It's actually turning less humid on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Highs will struggle to get out of the low to mid-80s, and overnight lows generally in the 60s. If you're on the call, I just want to say good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Darcy Soar says, have a blessed Thursday. We need rain for sure, and we're thankful that we're going to get some over this period of time of the next couple of days. But at least today, if you get a shower, you'll be lucky because very few are likely to see it. I see Will Luke note. He's also one of my premium members. Bring the rain, he says, starting to get scary and dry again. I understand that, and there will be some opportunities. We'll kind of make up for lost ground. By the time we hit Sunday evening, Luke, I think many of us will be happy that things have changed, at least for a little while. By the way, if you want something free, you like a free gift, this is a gift. All of the National Weather Service alerts are located and found on the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. Plus, you get 3 extras from Barron. Barron is all about critical weather intelligence. Now, it's free. It is a combination, as I like to say, of the private and public sector, because you get all the National Weather Service alerts. That's the public sector. And then, of course, Barron's a private company, so you get extras from them, and you get lightning alerts. So if you haven't checked out the Captain Accurate Weather app, I hope you'll do so. If you're craving for more weather information, like as we heard, what about the winter? What's the winter going to be like? Yeah, you definitely want to join us on Premium. Our focus is beyond the next 7 days. Typically, we're 2 weeks to 30 days into the future. We talk about this on a daily basis. We have updates. And again, if you want to be the first to see every forecast, that could be 30 minutes. That could be an hour. Sometimes it's an hour and a half or 2 hours before everybody else sees it on the app because I post it on Premium first. More Facebook Lives. You typically get 4 extra a month because I'm doing them on Sundays to help you plan for the week ahead. And you get fewer ads. So there's a lot of benefit to be on Premium. If you haven't checked it out, it's only 16 cents a day. That factors out to $4.99 a month. Not a day, $4.99 a month. That's like the price of a cup of coffee. It's the best bargain, in my view, in East Tennessee for extra weather information if you have certain needs. Maybe you're a landscaper. Maybe you're a truck driver. Maybe you're just a school teacher. Am I going to have a snow day coming up soon? Those types of questions are asked, and I do my best to answer all of my premium members their questions. So if you want to join us, check us out. Just hit the subscribe button at the top of my Facebook page or go to CaptainAccurate.com for more details. My name is David Aldridge. We'll see you here next time. Take care.